Hello, it's Melinda from Alexis and Melinda's Art Space. Coming on today, I recently put up a video talking about my altered journals, working and using books as art journals, and I had a fantastic response. And I'm doing this a little differently than a few others on YouTube, and what I've learned as well. I am wanting to prep another book to use as an art journal, so I thought, sorry about the shadowing, I need to get another light to come in from this side. I have a light coming from, where are we, that side, and it creates a shadow on the other side. And you have to excuse if you can hear pitter-pattering. It's raining here, so, well, yeah, we'll still do the video. So I've decided I'm going to prep another book. My last book, my altered novel, was twice the thickness as this before it started, and I've decided to go back to skinnier books because the skinnier books seem to work better. And what I thought I'd do is I'd do a real-time video of me prepping this book and showing you exactly how to make it great for an art journal. First thing, you want to look for a book that has sewn pages. There's a few ways you can see if they've got sewn pages. You'll see loops here, and these are each of the signatures. So if you look for the centre of one of the loops, and it's a bit hard for me to see, I'm sorry if I've got my head in the way until I find it. The other way to see the loops is to actually find the cotton, and I'm not sure whether you're going to see this. Can you see the cotton binding? That actually means it's a sewn binding, so the pages are actually sewn together as opposed to glued. So that's the sort of book you want. The glued ones are going to fall apart. And the rain's getting heavier. I do apologise. If this is really loud, I will do a voiceover when it's not raining. I've got a tin roof where I film at the moment, and the rain might get quite loud. So, okay, so we've got a sewn binding. It doesn't matter that this is a bit funny on the outside. I will probably end up covering the book. The other thing you want to look for is something that has nice quality papers. This one, books from the 1960s. I find books from the 60s and the 70s have a nice thickish paper. These are photos obviously, but this is shiny. You don't want a shiny paper because a lot of inks and pencils and things won't go on the shiny paper. So we're actually going to take all those shiny papers out. But you're wanting one that's thicker than like normal photocopy paper, and sort of, you can glue two together, and I'm going to decide whether I want to glue two pages together. But this one I might not. This one might be thick enough to not glue. Certainly in an altered novel, like just a reading novel, non-fiction, fiction, I always get those mucked up. Hang on, I'll just grab it. A reading novel, plug for the author. Like this one's a reading novel and it's quite thinner paper, so I did glue 4 pages together in this book, and as you can see it's, well, the middle of it's on my shelf, it's coming apart. So I'm hoping with this next book that it won't. And you can see the difference in the spine. This is double the thickness of this. I'd probably never do a double thickness book again, just from what I've learnt. But I thought, well, if I do a big book, it'll be there for a while. I can fill it with lots of good stuff, and I won't have to do another book for a while. Okay, so starting to prepare, we're going to leave the first few pages. See how that one's glued to that one? That one's a glossy photo, so we're going to, that's actually glued on, so we're going to tear that one out. That one just tore out really easily. These pages that you take out, I'm going to repurpose back into the book or into other art projects. So we're just going to pop those aside in a pile. So now you're wanting to find the first signature. And I find an easy way to find them is to looking at the loops and trying to find the middle loop. It's a bit hard on the first one, because, I'll go back a page, and what you're wanting to do is trying to find the stitching. You might be able to see the stitching here a bit better. So we're going to count how many pages are in the loop. Then we want to remove about half of it. So, sorry, just trying to, okay, so that one's stuck there. It looks like they've, okay, so we've got, looks like we've got this is half the binding. It looks like there's 4 sheets, and under the sewing they're actually like a full sheet of paper. I'll pull one out and show you in a minute. So there's 4 sort of sheets per signature. So we're probably wanting to remove at least half the pages in the book, so 2 of them. And if you don't remove them in the loops, I'll show you in a minute. I'm just gently going to pull this out. You can see the cotton getting looser, but we're going to fix that in a minute. See how this comes out in one piece? And you've got your little holes where your sewing was. A lot of other people, and I've seen on the internet, they will tear and leave a little strip here. The reason they do that is that the page is still sewn into the binding and it doesn't come out. Now if I just tear half of this page out, this other page is not attached anymore. That's why they were leaving the bit. But what I was finding is when you leave the bit in there, I don't really be able to see it with all this stuff in here. What I find is the spine will pop because you've still got the same amount of pages in this bit of the spine, and you're adding more stuff to the spine. You're adding paint, you're adding collage papers when you go over both pages, and I found it just didn't work for me. So I'm going to do this new book this way. So you can either tear them out in one piece, or you can tear them out in 2 pieces. See how that come out? And then this one just basically falls out. And you can see the binding, the sewn binding. So we'll take those out and use those for something else. So now in this signature, instead of having 4, we have, just checking I've got the right bit, we have now 2. We have this piece, there's our binding, this piece. What I'm also going to do with every page of this book is actually put some masking tape into the spine. This does 2 things. This will keep your book together, and it doesn't matter what width you use. This serves as 2 purposes. A, it'll keep your book together, if I can get the edge of the binding, edge of the masking tape. And B, it will keep the book together, and B, it will hold your ink, paint, gel medium, glue to the top of the page, and it won't soak down into the binding. So you're basically going to eyeball half and half, make sure you press it into the book, and then all you're going to do is cut off. You can cut it to the same length, but I find I do it a bit bigger and then I just cut it off like so. Make sure you crease it into the book. What I find is the first few pages of your book, this has got more pages than this, so it's going to sit up like this, and as you work in your book more, you can sort of flatten this down. As you're getting more towards half of the book, it'll sit flatter. So that's what we're going to do. As you can see here, if you don't put the masking tape in, see how this page is sort of falling apart? Not falling apart, but there's a bit of a gap in there. That will allow your paint and ink to go down between the pages. So let me just put a bit of tape. And we just score it and shove it in with our fingers. Technical term tonight. And I'm sorry if that rain is being very loud. It sounds like very big raindrops outside. It's quite late at night when I'm filming this. I've been meaning to do it all day. So I've just got to bring the book a bit closer to me. Sorry if I'm out of shot to do that. So we're going to make sure on every page we put this bit of masking tape in. You could use washi tape. You could use, you're not wanting to use like a packing tape or anything shiny. You want something that's matte that you can paint over. So a roll of washi tape you don't use anymore. You may need to do 2 strips because it's so thin. Or I find the masking tape's really cheap and it's easy to use, easy to find. Most supermarkets will carry it for a couple of bucks a roll. As I said, it doesn't matter the length, and I will be using the different lengths as we get into the book because most of my rolls don't have much on them. So I'm going to leave this book here. You don't need necessarily put tape down here. So I've got first double page spread. Oh, that rain is getting very loud. Second double page spread. Hopefully I don't have to do a voiceover. Okay, so again we're going to go in here and put some tape. Might use some thicker tape just for something different. So I like to actually move my book around this way to tape it. So you can eyeball the centre. Make sure you do push it into the centre and then up over the other side. You're wanting to try to get it without wrinkles in it. I know I've got wrinkles up here. So you're wanting to get it quite without wrinkles. So we're just watching when our next signature comes up. So we'll put a bit more tape down here. And this is our last part of the signature, so this is a new signature, so we're going to remove some pages in a minute. So I'll just use this. Ooh. I know this it's just a bit, it's just a bit older. What I sometimes like to do, oh, that rain is pouring down at the moment, is I like to grab an old gift card or credit card. You can sort of go in there and then you can go up. This particular masking tape might not be any good because it doesn't have much stick on it. We're just going to cheat a bit and stick a bit of sticky tape on our masking tape. Because I don't want to completely tear it up, but I don't think I'll use that roll again. Come on. Always while you're on camera. You can do this off camera and get perfect things, and then once you turn the camera on, everything goes astray. So let's put that roll of tape. Oh, it's getting stickier as the roll goes down. I think it might just be at the start of the roll. We'll try that in another one. Okay. So I can come back and fix that up in a little. Actually, we might just stick some more glue back in there. What I tend to do is, if you're using washi tape, I'd probably tend to go and use a glue stick as well, because I find washi tape can sometimes come off. There we go, that's better. If we were going to stick some of these pages together, and sometimes you can do that in thinner books, what I'd suggest is you glue them before you do this middle. Like, you don't have to do this masking tape in the middle if you're going to glue the pages. Okay, so we're just going to grab the next signature, which is this one. So again, you locate the cotton, go back one page, there's the cotton there. So again, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, so we're going to take 2 complete pages out. So the cotton actually acts as like a knife if you gently sort of pull at the pages, and you're not wanting to actually split the cotton. So you want to be fairly gentle, or if you prefer, like we did last time, just tear one side and then this side will just slip out like so. You just want to... Wow, here comes thunder. Really? When I'm filming a video? I hope you can't hear the thunder. So this particular book's got 4 sheets per signature. So 4 double-sided sheets. So we're actually taking out 2 of those. But it will leave us with plenty of pages. Because if you think, if you're going to collage a lot into this book and you're going to stick stuff on either side, say for example, you're going to collage on this side of the page and you're going to collage on this side of the page, it's going to actually make your book a lot thicker, a lot faster. So there we go. So what I might do is not do all the masking taping, I might do all the removing of the signatures. Okay, so I definitely want to remove these black and white photos, and as you can see here, this is actually the middle of the signature, which works really well. So again, we're just going to find the middle and gently tease them out. You're not wanting to pull so hard that you actually rip the stitches. If you do that, that's bad. But usually just wiggling, you can sort of see the amount of pressure I'm putting on it. So that's left us with... The reason I'm tilting the book is I'm just checking the loops on the signature, you can see here. So you can see that's 2 signatures, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This signature looks like it has about 20. This book looks like it has about 20 signatures. So going to find the next one, which is here. Does this have black and white? No. So we go to find the middle, which is here. So we're just going to gently tear pages out. So that's done that one. Again, I want to take the black and white ones out, which are in the middle of the signatures, which are very handy. Not sure what I'm going to do with the black and white photos yet. Oh, isn't it gorgeous? Okay. So this next signature, so as you get into the book, you can sort of pick up the signatures like this. Can you see that? That's your signature. So it looks like there's a signature and then there's photos and then there's a signature with no photos. I actually like working in the recycled books. It gives you a starting point, like a starting point of text, or if you use a book with photos. There's no reason why you couldn't leave these ones in, but I just didn't want them. Gardening books are great like that because you can actually leave in the signatures, leave in some of the pictures and incorporate them into your pages. But for this purpose I just want the wordy pages left. So as you can see, I'm this far through the book so far, and I might go and put some more masking tape. I really like to masking tape these ones with the threads on it. It just holds the threads down. Because you are taking bulk out of the book, it's good to tape these down. And as I said, it also helps the book stay together. So hopefully this book won't come apart. You never know. The books, when they're made, are never meant for this much abuse. As you can see, this book is sitting a lot flatter now, which is really cool. Okay, I think that was that signature, so we're looking for the black and white pictures to come out. So again, I'll just tape this. I will go back and tape every page, but it's a bit boring if you just sit and watch me to watch every page. So grab a book and sit here and do this with me. It's thrilling. Great to do it while you're watching a movie or TV. And this particular time I didn't get this straight. I wonder if I can peel it up. To some extent I can peel it up and move it. So as you can see, this book is sitting nice and flat now. And this is a nice size book to work in. This would probably be an A4 sheet of paper. It'd be bigger than an A4 sheet of paper, which is a really nice size to work in. Looking for the next signature. I like how it's sitting flat now. Oh, we've got some coloured pictures. I didn't realise there were coloured pictures in here. Okay, what is going on with this coloured picture? It is just stuck to this page. So if we just gently tease that out, it's only glued into that page there, which is what we're going to take out anyway. So again, just teasing these out quite softly. And I think we're actually in the middle of the book. No, we're not. A couple more signatures to go. So don't get me wrong. This is not the be end and end all. I was going to say the absolute way you have to alter a book. You may experiment and find a better way. I've just found the way that I've seen on the website about leaving like a little bit of the book in actually made my last book explode and come out, all the pages coming out. So these pages will gently come out. So as you can see, I'm getting quite a stack of pages that have come out of the book. So you're ideally taking about half of the book out to allow for all the stuff you're going to stick into it. Which seems silly, you getting a book and then you're removing half the pages. But as I said before, if you're collaging on both sides of these pages, and I love to collage in the background, or even if you're sticking stuff on each page, and not even a collage background, say a painted background, it's all going to add depth to the book. Okay, what have we got here? Again, that's just stuck. The coloured ones I think are just stuck as a half a page. There's that. Okay, that's signature there. As you get to the middle of the book, it's really easy to find the signatures. Okay, and I'm actually going to remove that colour. Oh, that one even just come out. Great way to recycle, especially, oh there goes my phone, sorry, must have got a message from YouTube or something. Using the altered books there's advantages and disadvantages. I tend to find that I can find these books for a couple of dollars in op shops, and if I was to buy an art journal in Australia, especially one with like really nice paper, you're looking at $40 or $50. It's absolutely ridiculous sometimes, the price they want to charge for books. And just think, you're recycling. It's good to do some recycling. So just using some of the thicker tape. No reason why I'm using the thick tape. Just going between the rolls. You could keep these big bits. I'm just making a pile over on my black gesso container. Now I come to this coloured one, should just come out. And we're just going to find the middle of the signature, which is here. So as you go, it's easier and easier to find the signatures. Sometimes it's a bit hard when you first start, but when you can count the pages, every signature will be the same. So this one just pops out. Every book in the every signature in the book I'm trying to get out will have the same amount of pages. So that's what you're trying to do. If you're removing, so we're removing 2 out of 4 sheets out of every signature. You don't really particularly want to go and remove 1 out of the first signature, 3, that's as crooked as a hind leg, 3 out of the next signature, say 2 out of the next one. You sort of want to keep it even, because that keeps your spine of your book even as well. Certainly if you're flipping through and there's like a certain coloured picture that you want to keep in the book, certainly you can do that and then skip to the next one and then take the next one out. I did that with one of the books. I did a few of the pictures I wanted to keep in there. So instead of moving, at the moment I'm removing the 2 middle signatures from the 2 middle pages from the signature. You could certainly go and remove the first 2. There's no right and wrong way to do it. Oh, that rain is coming down quite hard. Because I've got a tin roof in my lounge room, when it rains, it gets really, really loud. So that's the best room in the house at the moment to film in with the lighting situation we've got. Okay, so off to a coloured one, which should just pop out after these 2. So it's great actually to do an altered book with a friend, because then you can swap some of the pages, especially if you're pulling out, like swapping the book text pages, like this sort of stuff's pretty pretty easy to find. But if you're taking apart, say, a gardening book or a cooking book or a handyman book or a sewing book, it'll have different pictures and things that you can then cut out and use back in your book, and you can share those with your friends, and then you can have more stuff to stick in your book. So we'll have to see how there's quite a gap in this spine bit. I will have to go and tape that, because it's only going to get worse. Plus, I don't want my ink and paint soaking down and wrecking other pages. So eventually I will go back and, as I said, tape every page like this, just for this sake of showing you the end book. Okay, so this one is coming out. And it'd be cool to put some of these tigers back. Oh, isn't that cute? Oh, doesn't it look sad? Put some of these tigers back in the book as well. Okay, here we go. I will do this one again. You could also, instead of using the masking tape, you could actually use a strip of paper, just glue it on both sides and glue it down. I just find the masking tape, because it's tape, it's just a lot quicker. Basically, you're just wanting something to cover the gap. That's all about the masking tape is actually doing. Now this book is getting towards the end. I think we're at that end signature. Okay, now you should be able to see, and this is why I wanted to show you to the end. Now you should be able to see at least half the pages in the book are missing. So the book was sort of as big as the spine. It was, say, this thick, and now it's half as thick. So this will allow for it to expanding, and hopefully when it's finished it should be only like this. It shouldn't be like this. That's how the book will end up if you don't take the pages out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, including the back and front covers. We've got about 45 double-sided pages. That's a lot of pages. That's a lot of layouts to put into this book. So I hope that's helped you in looking at a recycled book for your next art journal. So this has become quite light. It's actually funny that when you take half the pages out, so that's the amount of pages we've taken out, they expand a lot more when you do take them out. So if we do it like that, so that's how big the book was, and then this is how much room it's got to expand. So it's actually amazing to pick up this in one bit and then pick up your art journal. You're wanting to about halve also the weight of your art journal to start with, because you think of all the papers and tip-ins and all the goodness you're going to put in here, it's going to add to the weight of the book, and you don't want your art journal weighing a ton. And this particular paper I decided not to glue together because it's thick enough to go. But now I've got a gorgeous art journal just filled with text to go and explore, and you will find this one on my art channel as my next art journal. Thank you for watching. If you've got any questions below, let me know and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. As I said, this might not be for you. You may just want to go out and purchase an art journal, or you may want to follow the other particular styles that a couple of others on YouTube are doing. But this is what I found works for me, and I thought I'd share it with you. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.